back your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024, right here on home soil.
Hussein. Oh, it's a lovely ball here for Nado, who plays it in and into an empty net, but the flag is up. No, Mohammed is held his run brilliantly, did Nado. Credit as well to Mohammed Hussein for finding himself in that position. The left back who has so seldom found himself in goal-scoring positions in the past, was approaching.
Wakenya wenzangu, this August, something big is happening. CHAN 2024 is here and Harambee Stars are ready to shine. Let us come together and support our boys as they fight for glory. From the first whistle to the last goal, let us cheer loud and proud. Tune in to KBC Channel 1 and let's cheer our boys. Because when Harambee Stars win, Kenya wins. Twende kazi, Team Kenya all the way.
Well, all roads currently are leading to the Kasarani Stadium. At exactly 3 p.m, our very own, that is Harambee Stars, will be facing off with the Democratic Republic of Congo, that is DRC, in the Group A match of the CHAN 2024 tournament that kicked off yesterday. We'll be giving you the results of that as well. And we do have our very own, that is Joseph Wahungu, across the Kasarani area, especially at the footbridge, to get a sense of how the area is currently looking like. And for the people who haven't got tickets, do not worry. KBC will be airing that particular match from the start to the end. Those are not the only matches this afternoon. Of course, we do have Morocco and Angola at 6 p.m. and then finally Madagascar versus Mauritania at exactly 8 p.m. Those are the matches for the CHAN 2024. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Lensa Odingo. Now let's update you on the results yesterday, where Abdul Hamisi Suleiman and Mohamed Hussein Mohamed scored a goal each for Tanzania as the host opened their African Nation Championship campaign with a 2-0 win over Burkina Faso. Co-host Kenya will begin their tournament today against Democratic Republic of Congo at the Kasarani Stadium in the early kickoff, and counter Angola will follow against Morocco today at the Nyayo National Stadium before the day ends at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Tanzania with a game between Madagascar and Mauritania.
Match referee for today, Latif Bekwasa. Here come the two sides. He seems to be available. It's a lovely pass and bodes well for this Taifa Stars team. But now they're under pressure. Opens the scoring for the Taifa Stars. 4 minutes into the second period. Little flick. Oh, another tremendous save. Good ball, looking for Sapu. Oh, and he just kept going and going. Chance materializing out of virtually nothing here. Yes, he takes it down. His first for Tanzania. And it's come at the National Stadium in front of tens of thousands of his countrymen as he puts the Taifa Stars 2 up in the African Nations Championship. That's it.
Well, it will seem Taifa Stars have started on a heated note, of course, being that we are co-hosting this particular tournament. Let's hope for the best for our very own Harambee Stars. Now, earlier on before the match, a dazzling blend of Tanzanian music and African football set the stage for the opening of the Total Energies Chan Pamoja 2024 as a local star Rayvanny thrilled fans at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium with a high-energy live show. His signature bongo flavor, infused with fast-paced signal rhythm, had the crowd dancing ahead of the Group B clash between host Tanzania and Burkina Faso. Frederick Moki has more details.
A chest-thumping and spectacular show kicked off before Saturday evening's Group B opener between host Tanzania and Burkina Faso. Creating a carnival-like atmosphere that celebrated Africa's rich cultural heritage and its growing local football scene. The colorful ceremony also featured traditional performances by dancers from Tanzania, Kenya and Uganda, celebrating the co-hosts' shared cultural heritage. Spectators waved flags, danced in the stands, and sang in celebration of the tournament's return. Fully embracing the spirit of Pamoja. Entertainment was on top notch as dancers from Tanzania, Kenya and Uganda presented traditional routines that celebrated the nation's shared cultural identity. Fireworks lit up the Dar es Salaam sky, drawing cheers from the crowd. Frederick Muki for Lunchtime News.
Colorful scenes from Tanzania. Now, if our Harambee Stars are not motivated, they should hear this particular story where Kenya's Harambee Stars could be smiling all the way to the bank if they emerge champions of the 2024 African Nations Champions Chan. Former Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko has promised a personal reward of 400 million shillings to the team should they win the Continental Showpiece. Now, in William Ruto's earlier pledge of 600 million shillings in what is now the biggest ever monetary promise made to the national team, former Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko has thrown his weight behind the Harambee Stars, promising a whopping 400 million shillings if they bring home the Chan 2024 trophy. His pledge now pushes the total promise bonus for the national side to 1 billion shillings, a record figure never seen before in Kenyan football history.
So mimi nitasindikisha His Excellency the President. I want our team to emerge victorious, to clinch the Chan trophy. Wakishinda hiyo, mimi, Mike Mbuvi Sonko, Gideon Kioko Kivanguli wa Kivatu na Ngilesi into bracket MBT kana Mkamba Bontown, nasema hivi, nitashindikisha Mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto na 400 million Kenya shillings. So if Harambee Stars win, they have 1 billion. Rais atapeana yake, na mimi nishindikisha na yangu.
Well, of course, that is the particular reward. Our boys, hopefully you'll be motivated this afternoon, of course, to trample our very own neighbors, that is DRC. We'll be linking up with our very own Joseph Wahungo any moment from now at the Kasarani footbridge to give us a status update as more Kenyans are trickling in to the Kasarani Stadium to give support to our very own Harambee Stars. And for those people who haven't gotten tickets to that particular match, do not worry, Chanik or KBC will be bringing you that particular images of that particular stadium stadium and the match itself until its conclusion. Here at KBC Channel 1 on our various radio platforms. Also, an online link has been provided. You don't need to have to be before a set. You can only have your phone and reach out to www.kbc.co.ke to see that live match. To other news now, making headlines across the country. A somber mood engulfed mourners in Emali Makueni County during the burial of Gershon Mutisia, who was allegedly shot dead by police during the June 25th protest in Emali town. During the burial of the 31-year-old, the leaders in attendance called on the government to address concerns raised by young people in the country. The family of the deceased has also called for justice for their son.
Endelea kuniombea kwa maana huyu mtoto Mungu ameibariki na huyu mtoto na sitamsahau.
Wakenya wamechoka na kuuawa. Katika katiba yetu human rights ndio muhimu.
The only dialogue that will happen in Kenya is the dialogue where there is justice. And the people who have committed these crimes, shooting people aimlessly, face the full force of the law.
The Women on Board Network, an initiative focused on promoting women in board leadership, has partnered with the Kesari Ruta Urban to unlock the potential for women to invest in real estate. Kupak Chohan from Mvida My Home said that the initiative will empower women whose intentions are to invest in real estate. Eunice Ongele, the representative of the Women on Board Network, was optimistic that the MOU will give women a platform and a purchasing ability to invest in upcoming property in Riruta.
So I think Mvida is obviously excited to partner with Women on Boards. This is a partnership that we think will unlock a lot of potential for women to be able to invest into real estate as individuals, obviously for their financial planning. It's great. I don't think we see a lot of women investing into real estate in their individual capacities. It's a very male-dominated industry, whether it's within the projects that we do, the senior management. So we think that this will be a great opportunity for us to partner, for us to be able to just open up the platform to a lot more women to be able to have access to real estate.
And we are very grateful to have signed an MOU with Mvida on behalf of our members. And with this MOU, we believe that you're going to get very good discount from this organization. And our aim as members or a society is to empower women to have the say and to empower them to be able to have also purchasing ability for themselves.
Stakeholders in the education sector have been urged to equip schools with proper learning equipment and qualified personnel to enhance learning outcomes. Was the call to action during the launch of Gravity Bomber, a cultural center meant to educate learners on the cultural practices and values of different ethnicities in Kenya. Center will mostly benefit those in urban settings who have limited knowledge of various cultural practices. The center is also poised to be a tourist attraction.
Our runners, particularly those are in urban centers, are limited in terms of knowing their culture, their foundations and their background. So this center, in learning, will help the runners to know about their culture. To the parents, it will also give them exposure to how different cultures of different tribes in our countries look like.
A lot of parents choose schools because of the infrastructure, because of the buildings, because they have high-level buildings, swimming pools, they have all these facilities. But we'll be telling the parents that actually those facilities, to some extent, they could just be for their psychological satisfaction. That you say that you take your children to such a high school. Because at the end of the day, what will help that learner is what are the values, the life skills that the learner will have acquired from that school.
Well, it is exactly 12 minutes past the hour. We'll be taking a first breather, but do not go too far. In less than 20 minutes to go, we'll be giving you the live updates from the Kasarani Stadium, where our very own Harambee Stars are set to take on a DRC at exactly 3 p.m. As I told you, Chaniko, KBC, do not worry. We'll be getting those live images any moment from now, so do not go too far. Well, I do hear we still have more time before we take that short commercial break, but let's take one story before that we take that short commercial break, where tour operators in Watamu are expressing optimism over the potential surge in tourist numbers as the 2025-2026 high season kicks off. The anticipation comes amid renewed efforts to position Watamu as a top-tier beach destination. Speaking during Watamu Beach Cleanup celebration that marks the beginning of tourism season held every year, Watamu Community Boat Owners Treasurer, that is Hussein Ahmed Abdi, said the event serves as a symbolic gesture for unity. He added that activities are a way of giving back and laying a solid foundation for a prosperous tourism season.
Hizi groups zimechukua kusafisha fuo zetu ni muhimu sana kwa kuboresha utalii, kwa sababu utalii unategemea usafi.
Na kila mwaka tutafanya utaratibu huu ili tuweze kuboresha Watamu pamoja na mazingira ya Watamu na kuboresha utalii wetu katika mji wa Watamu.
KWS tumezidi kuwa na uhusiano mzuri, na bila ya wao pia haya yasingekuwa.
Now, the Kenya Industrial Authority is calling on private investors to consider investing and diversifying their business across the country, with more investment being anchored in green energy projects while leveraging the uses of artificial intelligence. They say it could bridge the gap of youth unemployment. Speaking at the launch of a new automotive garage in Kiambu, Kenya Industrial Authority Director, that is Florence Wangui, said that as part of the support, government-sponsored economic zones have been identified as an ideal location for investors that will also connect them with suitable markets for their products. On his part, Managing Director of the garage, Francis Kamau, emphasized the need for the government to exempt solar panels from taxes for business to stabilize.
We've worked with a lot of investors, and as I always say, when we get one investor and the person employs 5 youths, 10 youth, or any person who lives in this country, then you help us with dealing with the problem of unemployment and also the problem of underemployment.
So our service center stands here out within the blue zone area, where we'll be able to tap into the incoming business. We're all banking on everyone around here to support us. We need you, you need us, and our business is to carry on this conversation.
Now, 15 minutes past the hour, we can take that short commercial break. As I told you, do not go too far. We'll be having the live images from the Kasarani Stadium ahead of our match for Harambee Stars and DRC, so do not go too far.
Oh, it's a lovely ball here for Nado, who plays it in and following the VAR check, the goal stands. Look what it means to Mohamed Hussein.
for the green shield. Kenya's first tintable waterproofing paint.
Hussein. Oh, it's a lovely ball here for Nado, who plays it in and held his run brilliantly, did Nado. Credit as well to Mohamed Hussein for finding himself in that position. The left back who has so seldom found himself in goal-scoring positions in the past was approaching.
Back your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024, right here on home soil.
Welcome back, and now thank you for staying with us. A family in Utawala, Nairobi County is pleading for assistance to save the life of their kin who needs 12 million shillings for a bone marrow transplant surgical procedure in India. The 19-year-old Ned Gori was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia shortly after his birth. Now his condition has robbed him of a normal childhood and placed a heavy financial and emotional toll on his mother, who has been the sole caregiver following the killing of his father shortly after he was diagnosed with a condition. Our reporter John Kahiro has the details of the family desperate plea.
Utawala Estate in Nairobi County. When baby Ned Gori was born in 2006, he appeared healthy. 4 months after his birth, he developed an unexplained swelling and pain in his legs.
After birth, Ned was just okay. Nyakati alifika 4 months old, ndio tukaanza kunotice mguu zilikuwa zimefura.
According to his mother, initial medical test provided little information on what was ailing her child. However, a visit to a lab in Nairobi delivered a heartbreaking diagnosis. Ned was suffering from sickle cell anemia.
Si ugonjwa rahisi kudili nayo. So vile baba Ned hata akukula, akachukua tu mtoto, hata mimi that day sikukula. So tukakaa tu ile tu, we have to console one another.
This marked the long battle not only by Ned but also the family to nurse him back to health. 3 years after his diagnosis, Ned lost his father in what the family says was called a blooded murder.
Vile alikufa, it was not easy. Tulianza, cause by then tulianza tu, maisha ilikuwa ngumu. Kila saa mimi niko na mtoto hospitali every time, so ilibidi by then sasa juu mimi sikuwa na kazi, juu nyakati nilikuwa na job, mambo ya shida ya Ned ilifanya sasa nifanye nini, nianze kuchunga mtoto, so niliacha kazi.
With the dad gone, the emotional and financial burden for caring for Ned would increase on the mom, even as the disease continued to progress, leaving the little Ned in cycle of pain, body aches, fatigue, frequent infections, and countless nights in crisis. The hospital has now become his second home, with the countless admissions scooping all the family's savings.
Saa zingine mtoto anakuwa na uchungu, hata as a mother kusema ukweli, huwezi vumilia. Ned amepitia. Cause mtoto mdogo anadungwa mpaka mtoto anapiga nduru mpaka, yani ukiangalia vile Ned anaweza piga nduru akidungwa, as a mother hautaangalia, unatoka.
Sometimes nimekuwa nikimiss class even though ningependa kuattend zote kwa wenzangu. Most of the times imekuwa ikinipata kwa hospitali, so nimekuwa nikiwish nikuwe tu sawa ndo nikuwe kwa wengine.
Despite all these, there lies a glimmer of hope. Doctors have recommended a bone transplant in India as a permanent solution. However, the delicate process comes at 12 million shillings, an amount that is far beyond their reach.
Omba Kenya kama mnaweza nisaidia, niende India nifanyie bone marrow transplant, ndo nikuje nisaidia mama hapa mwenye amekuwa akinisupport tangu nikuwe mdogo mpaka sahi. So kama mnaweza nisaidia hapo tu kwa nini kwa pay bill number.
The distressed family is now appealing to well-wishers for financial assistance to nurture Ned's dream of living to become an IT expert.
Kufanyiwa bone marrow transplant inahitaji pesa mingi sana. Kupata hiyo pesa, mimi as a widow nimejaribu, siwezi pata 12 million for the bone marrow transplant, but mtoto amepitia uchungu mingi.
To assist the family, channel your contributions to pay bill number 4230034, account name Ned Gori Medical Fund, or reach out to his mother Florence Atieno through her telephone number 0720641872. John Kahiro for Lunchtime News.
And a small contribution will help that family. So if you have anything, kindly send to that particular family for the betterment of that young man. Now, elsewhere, women in a table banking and other self-help groups in Nyanza region have been challenged to join the cooperatives movement in the country by transforming their outfits into SACCOs, with Nyanza contributing just 1% of the more than 2 billion annual turnover in the cooperative movement. The Ministry of SMEs and Cooperative Movement is now challenging the region, especially women, to embrace the model to boost the region's grassroots economic resilience. The officials from the Ministries of SMEs spoke as they joined Eliud Owalo Foundation in Siaya County to build women group leaders' capacity in group and financial management.
If you look at the share in terms of turnover nationally, this is the region which is having just 1 to 2% of the total turnover in cooperative in the Republic, which means the region needs a lot of sensitization, capacity building and empowerment so that we come up with much stronger cooperatives. And there is that prospect, there is that ability.
For each sub-county is to elevate the ladies who are struggling to get loans from the bank. I vied in 2022 and I went around the whole Siaya. Women are struggling to get money to start even a small kiosk. And when Eliud Owalo came up with this, we really embraced it, and that's why we are all here in numbers. It's just that we were limited to CAM officials and few people, but this compound could have been full.
Now to our keen focus this afternoon, we want to give you live images exclusively to KBC Channel 1 at the Kasarani Stadium. As I told you earlier on, our very own Harambee Stars are set to take on DRC at exactly 3 p.m. and already people are seated at the Kasarani Stadium awaiting that particular clash. There are those live images. This is outside the Kasarani Stadium, especially at the footbridge. You can see security is tight outside the stadium, given that more Kenyans are trying to gain access into the stadium so that they can watch this particular clash. Once again, we do want to remind our viewers, if you do not have tickets for this particular game, you can watch it live on KBC Channel 1. We are also streaming it on www.kbc.co.ke. You do know that yesterday, Taifa Stars were able to kick off CHAN on a high note, of course, beating Burkina Faso 2-0. And in Tanzania, of course, following that particular clash, our very own Harambee Stars are set to take on DRC. You can see more Kenyans have trickled outside the Kasarani footbridge, of course, in support of our very own boys, that is Harambee Stars. As I told you earlier on, if you don't need to be closer to a set. All you need is your smartphone, and of course, you can watch this particular match that is starting in about 2 hours' time, and you'll be getting those live images any moment from now. This is live images outside the Kasarani Stadium. Of course, you do know that is the Kasarani underfoot bridge where people are trying to get to that particular route. You do know most of the routes, especially leading up to that particular stadium, have been closed. But do not worry, if you do not gain access to that particular stadium, you'll be watching it live on KBC. Remember, the hashtag is ChanEcoKBC. Well, if you're just joining us, our viewers, that is live images from the Kasarani footbridge where people have congregated there, of course, awaiting that particular clash. There you have the live images inside Kasarani Stadium. Of course, you can see people are still trickling in their numbers. Of course, you do know we need to jazz that particular stadium so that our boys can feel the love and, of course, ensure that they win this particular match against the DRC. This is the live images under the Kasarani footbridge, where more people are trying to gain access to that particular route so that they can watch that particular match. You've earlier on seen the inside of Kasarani Stadium. The preparations are still ongoing. Remember, the match kicks off at exactly 3 p.m. You do not want to miss that particular match. As I told you, do not fear. If you have not gotten tickets to that particular match, you can watch it here live on KBC Channel 1 at the comfort of your home or wherever you want to watch it from. Let's continue with a bit of stories and then we'll take you back to Kasarani. Now, Kenyan Muslims planning to travel for next year's Hajj have been cautioned against using brokers and unregistered agencies. This as the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslim SUPKEM insisted that it remains the only body mandated to coordinate their pilgrimage. According to the SUPKEM, the move is aimed at weeding out cartels, cornering Muslim worshippers in Hajj travel scam deals. A group of Muslims from across the country complained of allegedly being defrauded by an imam identified as Ustad Omar Athman in a failed plan to facilitate their pilgrimage to Mecca for Hajj and Umrah.
I will not prefer using the word to be shut down, but just to be stopped from doing Hajj. Because they can be doing other operations. They may not necessarily be doing Hajj, but they are free to do other businesses that they have been. So we don't have the capacity of shutting anyone down. But what we have done is to not allow them to continue with serving Muslims on matters of Hajj. This is because there are clear guidelines, clear directives, which most of these organizations violated, and they continue to violate them by politicizing what are very sensitive religious rituals, which is not allowed in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Well, that does it for all the news we had for you this hour. And of course, to the exciting moment, it is here now. You'll be getting all the pre-analysis to that particular match, Harambee Stars against the DRC, that kicks off at exactly 3 p.m. Already my colleague that is at Lemoka is already in studio. He'll be having pundits as well to talk about this particular match that is set to kick off. You saw the scenes outside the Kasarani footbridge. Many people are trying to get in that particular stadium. And inside the stadium, we'll be seeing, of course, in a short while, the people are trying to trickle into that particular stadium to witness this particular match. Of course, following our very own neighbors, that is Taifa Stars, started on a high note, beating Burkina Faso at 2-0. My name is Abdiaziz. Hashim, do sure to catch this particular game here on KBC Channel 1. We are a true sports partner. Do not forget that. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Lensa Odingo. At Lemoka is up next, so don't go too far.
With his first career goal.
Ni muda wa kuhesabu kwa ajili ya kusherekea fasili na asili ya soka barani Afrika, ligi za ndani na magwiji wasiotambulika.
Maneni Alvin anaichanja ndani uzuri, David!
Michuano ya CAF ya mataifa ya Afrika 2024 ni njia ya kuzindua kupanua mtandao wa wachezaji ulimwenguni. Timu itakayoshinda itazawadiwa dola za Marekani milioni 3.5 pamoja na kujivunia kulinyanyua kombe hilo. Pata manufaa zaidi kutoka kwa CHAN 2024 mubashara na kipute cha kipekee kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Meet the experts who empower you with competent skills at craft, certificate and diploma level. Sensei Institute of Technology. My skills, my future.
Oh, it's a lovely ball here for Nado, who plays it in and held his run brilliantly, did Nado. Credit as well to Mohamed Hussein for finding himself in that position. The left back who has so seldom found himself in goal-scoring positions in the past, was approaching.
Back your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024, right here on home soil.
Gets the return. Mzize down under the challenge. Referee says will be a penalty. Oh, struck beautifully. Finds the bottom corner. Sopu opens the scoring for the Taifa Stars.
Kenya's first tintable waterproof in paint.
Hussein. Oh, it's a lovely ball here for Nado, who plays it in and into an empty net, but the flag is up. No, Mohamed Hussein held his run brilliantly, did Nado. Credit as well to Mohamed Hussein for finding himself in that position. The left back who has so seldom found himself in goal-scoring positions in the past, was approaching.
Tanzania had a dream starter to their CHAN 2024 campaign, with the head coach Ahmed Suleiman saying it gives them a head start as they look forward to
It was a good game, and we knew before we are coming to face a strong team. Burkina Faso always a strong team, and but we was prepared to play with them. So my say thank you for my players, my staff.